It's also important to be able to summarize data in your attribute table. And so I'm going to open up the OR zoning attribute table, and there is nothing out of these that are selected because I left it on show only the selected from my last attempt inside the attribute table. So I'm going to go back and show all the records. And what I want to know is exactly how many land use areas, how many different discrete land use areas there are. I want to know how many polygons are rural residential, and maybe I want to know the total area of each of those. So in ArcGIS, I can highlight, I'm right-clicking the title of the field, and I'm going to choose Summarize. And you'll notice Statistics doesn't show up because that will only be highlighted if it's a number, and I can't add up the text. So I'm going to choose Summarize, and I have some options here. The field I want to summarize is land use, and I want to I just want to find out maybe how many different land use types there are, and I want to find out how many polygons in each one there are. So I'm going to locate the output for my table. And so my output is going to go inside the Lab 8 data folder, Qual Data. I'm going to name it, what am I doing, land use? I'm naming it, and then I have to choose the type. I'm going to save it as a DBase, and OK. And I want to add it to my table of contents. And if I open up this land use table, open, it tells me that there are 2,000 polygons that are agriculture, 1,600 polygons that are forestry, only 2 are Indian or 3 are Indian reservations. So it tells me how many polygons there are in each of those fields. Another thing I can do with that summarized table, let me go ahead and open Oregon zoning again. And you're going to do this with the lane zoning, not the Oregon zoning. So I can get pretty fancy with these summary tables. So not only do I want to know the land use, I want to know the total area. So I'm going to go ahead and do Summarize again. And under square miles, I want them to add up all of those sums for those polygons. So this time I'm going to call it DBase table. I'm going to click that, and then I'm just going to add sum to that. I wonder if there's a limit to how many characters a name can be. We'll find out. Okay, so I'm going to choose Save and OK. Add it to my map. And I don't know which one that is. Okay. So if I open this, now I have some really cool information that says, okay, of the 2,000 polygons that are agriculture, there's this much, this many square miles of agriculture land. So I've taken that huge attribute table of 7,000 records, and I have done some summarization that gives me some really cool information. I can sort it by the square miles. I can sort it by just the number of polygons that need to be managed and the total area. So very flexible and very useful processes looking at your categories. I also know if I want to make a categorical map of land use, I've got one, two, well, I could just sort it this way, couldn't I? I have 12 categories that I need to be able to symbolize.